Did WOTC lie to us? I think the answer is a mix of yes and no. However, the recent interviews with Jeremy Crawford have cleared up some questions for me, like what does backwards compatibility actually mean, and how does that work at your table now when the books come out? But first, Ginny D asks a really good question. Why should we buy the new books when they start coming out in September?
The game. I think a lot of people are wondering if this is not a full new edition, if this is just a sort of a polishing coat on 5e. Is that going to be worth the cost of buying a brand new book, or in the long term, a brand new set of 3 books?
I'm always really sympathetic when I see this because we're trying something new. These are completely redone core books. Not only have they been rewritten from front to back, you have more options than you ever had before. These are truly new versions of the core game. What's simply different from any time we've done this in the past is these new versions of the core books are compatible with the version of the game that came before them.
So the fact that it is not a new edition is less that it is not a new edition's worth of change, but more that you don't have to discard everything from 5e. You can still use those things.
Exactly. Because these core books are as redone as the core books were in 2014 or the core books were for 4th edition. Just the big difference is they were redone to work with the game people are already playing.
She also gets this really great answer on what to do when mixing editions at your table.
So the beauty for everyone is that if there's a subclass or a species or a feat or a spell or something else that has come out for 5th edition and does not appear in the 2024 Player's Handbook, you can use those older options with the 2024 Player's Handbook. It replaces only the things that appear in both the 2014 Player's Handbook and the 2024 Player's Handbook. So it's sort of like if you have the old thing, the new thing replaces it. But if there's an old thing that's not in that Player's Handbook, you can keep using it. The book has guidance built in on how to take one of those elements that doesn't appear in the new book and use it with your new character.
So we have everything that we had before.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, another great content creator, Diana of the Rose, did a really good job of finding out what to do with changing your campaign over in the middle of the campaign to the new characters. And this is what he had to say.
Everything. Can people use the 2024 PHB with a DM who's still running the 2014 versions of everything?
Yes. So you can make a character with the 2024 Player's Handbook, and that character can show up in a campaign that's already going. Now, that character is going to have some things in it that need the rest of the 2024 rulebook to function. You know, that character needs to use that book because the character will refer to other parts of that book, but that character can adventure right beside a character built with the 2014 Player's Handbook.
So what it sounds like, if you're using the new rules as a base, if it's been redone for 2024, use that one. But if there's a 2014 version of it, just keep using that one and everything will be okay. So I hope that clears up a bunch of questions you had about the new books coming out in September. I know it cleared up some questions for me. As always, good luck. I'm Craig of Inspiration. See you in the future. Oh wait, but he did drop a little special super secret that there's going to be a new starter set coming up. Look.
Guide, as well as in a new starter set that we're working on.